Hello, everybody, and welcome to yet another episode of the Bacon Hour podcast. I'm your host with the most voices, Steven, and today our guest is a very, very good friend of mine. They go by Alissa or Aaron. Why don't you tell everybody that's listening hello or something?
Oh, hi. Hello.
Yeah, hi. It's great to have you here. So tell me, why did I bring you in here?
You brought me in here to talk about that one horrendous year.
That horrid, stupid year of 2020, and how you are a survivor of that horrid year, especially
I'm
through
a warrior.
You're a warrior. You're Amazonian even, but more specifically the school year that you had to go through and stuff. I know I had a taste of it, but when I had a taste of it, I was like, yuck. And I was out of there. I didn't really experience it firsthand like you did. So let's get into this. Tell me, Alissa,
Yes.
or Aaron, how was your personal experience going through the pandemic?
My personal experience.
Yes.
All right. So basically, it started off with like, oh no, it's getting closer, right?
Oh no, yeah.
And then so my mother she told me and my brothers that we're going to be sent away for a little bit to be far away from people and from them too because they go to work.
Oh, isolation, the weary and dreadedness of that horrid year.
And so I went off over to my grandparents and I stayed there for basically like I would say about
A whole ass year?
almost, I guess you can say. It was like half the year over there with no contact with anyone besides my grandparents and my brothers.
Damn.
I couldn't even go to the store.
Wow, that really is sucky. I know I had a similar experience, except I stayed in my house, and I didn't really get to do anything fun, like, other than just play video games and stuff. And it was really hard to when all you had was a PS4, no PlayStation Plus, and Apex Legends, and you could barely even find people to play with. And like I know around that time, or like before that, I quit my job at Walmart, and I just knew that it was a lot more stressful, for people working there, because they had to do double the work, double the cleaning, yada yada, take all these precautions. And I was like, man, I sure dodged the bullet. But I can't say the same for everybody else. Although I still envy those people who did make it through, because they're like putting themselves out there just to keep these stores open, even with like the whole like limited capacity and like the masks and all the like, hand sanitize at the front of the store or something.
Yeah.
That was a weird transition, and the fact that we did it in all a year, or like roughly, was like jarring, because I never would have expected that, like, oh boy, that would get out of hand. COVID would get so out of hand that we'd need to implement masks and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Social distancing and all that. I also wanted to ask, what was your experience with like school? Because I know that's something you have to go through.
Oh yeah, school.
Oh boy.
Ooh.
Tell us.
All right, so basically everyone had to like stop going to school right when COVID is getting more closer.
I am aware of the e-learning thing.
And right when everyone was off, everyone was actually so excited. We're like, yeah, no school, right? And then all of a sudden, everyone's like, man, I didn't expect it like this. Because, like, everything is closed because germs.
Yeah.
And
the cheese touch.
The cheese touch. So, so then everyone was kind of bummed out.
Yeah.
And I remember too that I was actually excited. I'm like, heck yeah, no school, right? And I'm like, okay, maybe I take that back. I do miss school.
You found out that despite having no school, that means you also don't get to go do anything fun either.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It's
so
like,
I just kind of sat and did nothing.
It's like the summer vacation from hell.
Basically, yeah, it was that.
It was hell.
And then started off to the new school year, and I was like, oh, how is this gonna work? And then all of a sudden everyone's like, yeah, you're gonna do only online. And we're like, oh,
you're
okay.
You're gonna do online and you're going to like it.
Exactly. And we're like, oh, cool, great. And we had to have our cameras on and everything.
The mic's muted, the mic's on.
Oh, yeah.
It's like Cyber Chase, except minus the really complicated little fun math.
Yeah, you see all those memes that were true.
Cyber Chase told the future.
And then... But then it did get a little bit better around the end of the year. Some of us started going back to school. Some of us stayed online.
I heard about that. Like, a chunk of you from, like, different grades, like sophomore and juniors, like, or something like that. Like, you guys all went, like 2 of your grades went on, like, the same day or something, right? Or was it, like,
no,
how did it
there
go?
There was 2 groups. There was A group, and then there was B group. So some people were on A group and you go on certain days, and some people that was on B group would go on certain days.
Okay.
So basically, but like through the whole week, there was like at least like people at school through all the days.
A few like 100,000 kids.
Yeah.
Okay. I always thought it was separated by like the grades, but I know.
I thought it was gonna be like that too. Not gonna lie.
I was wrong. So that happened towards the end of the year, like towards the, when things were starting to look a little promising, and all that. So also, what was like, how did you learn anything from?
Did I learn anything from the online school?
Yeah.
Gonna be honest with you, not much, because of how hard it was to sometimes to actually like hear the teacher a little bit from laggy mics.
Oh yeah. Dude, different people with different internets. It's like you just bring chaos.
Yeah, and it was kind of hard to listen that way, and it was kind of hard to like actually focus because you're not there in person, and you're just kind of in your own environment, even if it's like a quiet environment or a loud one. Loud ones are very distracting, of course.
Yeah.
But I had like a quiet one in my room, and I still couldn't focus. Right. It wasn't that great.
I figured. I know when I got a little bit of taste of like online classes, which I'll tell a little bit of my experience, because like when I was in college and before I took that year-long break, when everybody was like, oh, we got to do online like right this effing second, I got a taste of it. It was weird because I had both a singing class and I had a acting class, and it's kind of hard to do both of those when there are a lot of hands-on, but you can't do hands-on because those hands have germs. So it was like kind of cringe because we obviously like we had to for our singing, we had to send in a video of us doing a thing. So it was just like, oh, we have the acoustics of our room and stuff. It's not very dense, and you can hear the echo slightly, and then that was kind of weird, and it was a weird experience. And then there was my acting final, which was like the second to last one actually, which we had to do like a what's the thing? We had to do like a not a lecture. It's what's the word? The word when the acting monologue.
There you go.
The monologue. We had to do a monologue from Hamlet, and everybody chose the whole to be or not to be or whatever.
Oh,
right?
that
that iconic one. And I'm like, Shakespeare, screw you for speaking this weird tongue of English, but you are kind of responsible for creating modern theater. And it was so funny because these people they're right in the center of the camera, but you can obviously tell they're looking at somebody or something holding up their script in the thing. So they're not even looking at the camera, they're just looking off to the side. And then that's when I figured my teacher knew, all right, here's what you're going to do for your final. Just type a single paragraph of what you learned. Like our original final, we were supposed to do like this portfolio and like, oh, here's our acting resume. Like what have we been in, or what were we going to be in, or whatever, right? But my acting teacher just said, screw it, you're doing the little paragraph thing, and I'm done. And then I knew from there, like, man, it's probably gonna be a shitty year. I might as well just jump ship and wait it all out. But yeah, I think I've learned quite a little bit, at least from learning on online. but not a whole lot when it's like
Yeah.
hands-on and stuff. Also, when your teachers are just kind of awkwardly giving a lesson, and it's like they're just like, any questions, and it's just like a silence.
Oh, the silence, that awkward silence. You're just kind of there like,
Like, I just Google this, right? I can just take Quizlet or Spark Notes or something.
We have the internet. Psh.
Should have never made the internet in 1999, pal, because we this is how we use it now. Oh man, that was so like, just the lessons were like, it's probably harder on the teachers than it was for us. Because most of them are probably not even paying attention. They're just like, I'm here for the A. Can I get my participation? Or whatever. Do you think school during that time was stressful or easier? It probably wasn't even easier.
Oh,
right?
no, it was, okay. Some people, you'd think it'd be easier, right? Because, you're at home.
Yeah.
But
it's not.
It is not easier.
By like a large margin, or like this big? I mean,
like a big
margin.
It felt like a big portion of it not being easier. Because it wasn't. Because we wanted to be there in person. A lot of kids wanted to be there in person with their teachers. To actually learn. We realized how much learning meant to us. First, we like kind of took it for granted, and we were like, man, I want to learn. I want to learn. I'm not learning anything.
That's kind of like that's the best example of a catch-22 if I've ever heard one. Kids, when they're free from school, they're like, yes, I get to do whatever I want, right? But then when they're like, you figure like, oh, I don't have school anymore. What am I supposed to do?
Oh, there's no more school.
Yeah, like, what am I supposed to do? I don't have my teachers. And it's like, man, dude, like I could feel you. I could feel that, because you don't have anything to do outside of the home at the time because there's like bad germs and stuff. And like you also don't have anything to fill that week because at that week you're at school, worrying about, did I finish the homework, or did I get the test did I get an A on the test or
there
something?
Was homework?
There was homework? Yeah, like my dog ate it. Your dog, it's online. You don't have an excuse anymore.
Basically, yeah.
So I understand it was stressful. I know I had a couple of my friends, them too, were probably like, they told me like, dude, it was so stressful. I'm pulling my hair out. I'm like, I can't do this because our teacher's rushing the syllabus and we have like all these assignments, and then they pile more the next week. And it's like dumb. And I'm like, dude, I'm sorry to hear all this, but like, you're just going to have to tough it out. I mean, I know that's what the rest of the student body during 2020 had to do. But aside from all that stressful, dreaded business, was there any fun memories, from cyberspace?
Honestly,
no?
Yeah, there was some fun memories. I have something.
Like what?
I have a funny story.
Okay, tell me the funny story. I'll try to think of my own funny stories.
So, for English.
Ooh. English.
For English, we had to like unmute ourselves, and we had to like say a kind of like a big paragraph of what we wrote about on a slide that we've made. And it was from one person from each group. I was the person who was supposed to talk for our group. And I was like, oh, okay, cool, right? And then so it was my turn, and I was really anxious. My anxiety was like whomp up there, and I was like, this is gonna be great.
It went shwoom.
Then I unmuted myself and I said what I had to say. And then right when I was done, I forgot to mute myself back. So everyone heard from me at the end was me going, oh my God, help me. And then I kept saying it over and over again though, because I was like, I was relieved, but I was like, oh my God, help me. Oh my God, I can't. And then all of a sudden my teacher's like, do I need to call the police? And I'm like, no. I was so scared. I was like, no, you don't need to, please.
Wait. Right? I could imagine,
It was great.
I'm so relieved, and it's like,
it was a fun memory.
I bet. I know I had. Okay, so I'm gonna backtrack a bit to like my singing and acting classes, because there's some funny stories in there when we were doing like cyber learning and stuff. And so my singing final was chaotic, to say the least, because you had all of these, like, you know, okay, man, I don't want to be mean to this one guy, but he was really, really tone deaf. I think everybody in the class agreed, and like straight up, the teacher probably agreed too. And I know that when we all viewed, or when we all were like to meet up one-on-one with the singing teacher, and also like the pianist or whatever, the lady who plays the piano thing, right, does piano covers of your favorite songs. She's real damn good at it. And I remember like because I knew the guy a little bit, at least, like, you know, just classmate to classmate. And then he was fully aware of that. He was fully aware that he was tone deaf. Like, he could not. His singing was so monotone. He's just like like, and like, I mean, and it's like he like messaged me through Canvas or something, right? And he told me, like, it's like, hey bro, what did like Mr. So and so tell you about your singing? Be like, oh, he told me that I can sing apparently really high and also kind of low. So I'm like, I have a pretty unique voice there. And then he told me that, like, oh man, that's pretty cool. I'm pretty sure my teacher told me a bunch of bullshit because I know for a fact I can't sing. And then I was asking myself, like, then why'd you take the class if you don't get to sing? But I didn't tell him that, and he was just he was fully aware that he could not sing. And then there's also this other girl who was like just so anxiety ridden, and I'm like why are you taking the class if you like anxiety ridden? I'm like, I just assume everybody's taking the class because they need a extracurricular credit or something,
yeah.
Right? And it's like her video, when she sent it in and we all saw it, it was so chaotic. There was just so much, like, I don't know what was going on. She was like putting like the text and being like, oh, I'm not ready, or like, oh, look at me, I'm failing, or like, you know how, like, you know, these little meme videos of like,
oh yeah,
you get clips of your favorite shows and it's like all just like a 1 second text of like, oh, yada yada yada, right?
Like the big funny,
yeah. And her video was so edited in a chaotic way, and I was just like, the teacher was like, well, that was interesting.
That was great.
Yeah, and I was just like, oh yeah, okay, and all that. And moving on to my acting one, there was one guy who I assume he just didn't give like two shits about the class. So all he did was write a sentence, because you could see all of the responses in Canvas, because I don't know, my acting teacher doesn't know how to work Canvas like every other teacher doesn't. And you can see all the responses. You can read, you know, whatever. If you click on the link, it'll take you to like a Google Drive or something. Right. And there's this one guy who just sent in one singular sentence, even though it was supposed to say, like, the prompt was like, give me a paragraph. All he did was just a singular sentence, and he blatantly said was, I took something along the lines of, I took this class because I thought this was gonna be fun, and I just needed the credits or whatever. Thank you. And that's it. I know he ended with like, thank you, and I was like, geez, man, I mean, you could have at least put some heart in it, dude. But yeah, that was kind of funny. It's not as funny as your thing though.
It was horrible, but it was funny.
Do you what about like do you have bad memories from the thing or no?
A lot of bad memories, not gonna lie. It's weird because I think it outweighs a bit on the good ones.
Oh.
So
I see.
Yeah, it was just a bunch of like hard times, like personally and with like school, and also with college that I'm gonna go to. Oh yeah. My gosh, it was like
it was just like all over the place.
Yeah, it was all over that.
Yeah. What do you like miss about in-person classes? Like,
what did I miss?
What do you miss about having to come into class? Your teacher's probably marking the papers, and you sit down, and then the teacher's like, let's get started on the lesson, and then you have the kids talking in the back, or you got Stacy in the corner over there on her phone, whatever, right? Or you got the guy with the chips. I don't know how he brings that, or he brings like
chewing the chips.
He's like, and then you have guy in the back who's just like, he's gonna say something funny or something. He's gonna say. I'm gonna talk really loudly so I could be the class clown, right? That's some of the things I miss. But what else are other things that you miss?
I miss, honestly, from before we went back to school, the only thing that I missed was actually being there, just being there,
being there.
Just being there. I just miss just being there. I missed hearing kids talking very loudly, thinking they're really quiet, saying something very dumb and funny.
Arguing with the teacher even.
Yeah, even the teachers making jokes at them. I missed all of that. And then when we went back to school, we didn't have much of that anymore because we were all focused on like the rules of like keeping clean and making sure we don't spread our germs and everything like that. It felt kind of sad just to like to be there again, but it was nice to actually be there. So I guess that's what I miss. I just missed being there.
Yeah, I can totally feel that. I know for a fact that if like, you know, whenever anybody's gonna go back to school after all this, it's gonna feel a lot different, and it's just gonna be like it's gonna be a lot like being at a reunion that you didn't ask for, you didn't want to go, and you've been away for so long that you just feel
it just feels off.
It feels off, and these people don't feel familiar to you, or whatever, if you knew them or anything, right? And like, I know that like if I were to like just go and stuff, because I know they're reopening classes where I go to college and stuff again, and after that year-long break, it's not gonna feel the same again. I know for a fact that there's probably gonna be teachers gone. There's probably gonna be these students that I've never seen before, but hey, what can I do about it? What can we do about it? I mean, we've done our part. I am going to miss, at least from like watching a movie in class, you know.
Oh, I'm watching movies in class.
Movies in class, you know, when everybody's talking, it's a loud crowd, and then they're like, "Hey, we're gonna put on the movie." Like right when the movie starts, the silence just drops, and everybody's quiet and all that.
Oh, I miss that.
Oh, man, what else is there? I miss when like I miss when like things got like so heated in the class that like the teacher just pretty much just said like "shut up," right? Or something.
And you're like, oh, the teacher said a bad word.
Did you just say the bad word? Oh, I think she's gonna go to prison. Yeah, it's like, oh my god. Also watching like just straight videos in class, like, you know, if you're like in science, like, the mitochondria is a powerhouse of the cell or whatever, right? Yeah. Or Bill Nye even. I don't know.
Oh, Bill Nye.
Bill Nye. What a guy. What about, and then there was like, I know I watched in my history class or something like that. It was like Bizarre Foods with Andrew Zimmerman. It was just
Bizarre Foods
with Andrew Zimmerman.
No, it was like a geography class.
It was yes, I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they like didn't give a crap.
That's all he put on was Bizarre Foods.
He didn't give a crap about it, and he was just like, "All right, you're gonna learn about geography with Andrew Zimmerman.
with foods around the world.
You're gonna learn about all kinds of foods you can or cannot eat, and all that." It's like, damn, dude.
I felt like it was better than just hearing him talk.
To be honest, yeah. I mean, when I was back in college and I had geography class and stuff, that was boring. I mean, our teacher was like...
I fell asleep a bunch.
I loved my teacher's accent because he was like Korean, and he's learning like English and stuff. Even though it was like kind of slightly thick accented, you can still understand him. And I just liked hearing him talk. But what he was talking about was kind of boring. Like geography and stuff. It's like, here's a landmass. What can you tell me about this? And I was like, I don't know. That's why I'm here to learn. You tell me. Right? I know my friend Joe, who's been on this podcast before, he tells me that like history is like the greatest thing, like, and all this stuff that we've been taught about in school is just either like just dramatized or it's not true. And I wish I would have had a history class, but I didn't because I was too fixated on like acting and stuff. I still am. Any last things you want to get off your chest about the school year pandemic? I don't know.
The school year pandemic?
I don't know. Both even.
Honestly.
No.
I don't think I really do. I think the only thing that I can think of is like when I was applying for college. I was at my grandparents' still, and it was the most stressful thing I have ever dealt with. I know it might seem like nothing, right? But for me, it was very stressful because I have a lot of anxiety, right?
Yeah.
So like it affects me a lot, and doing all that stuff by myself, I had no help. It's very stressful when no one's there to help you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
When you're just thrown into a situation like that,
Mm-hmm.
or like just any situation, when you essentially it's kind of like you're just flung into a pool. You have to be expected to learn
like
to swim.
a very cold, icy pool.
A very cold, icy pool. You have to learn how to do so many things at once. You have to learn how to swim. You got to learn how to regulate your body temperature manually, which, by the way, is kind of easy, but it's not. And you have to find your way back to shore. It's like,
and then you're like, I finally found that piece of cheese in the bottom of the pool.
And you touched it, and then everybody's like, everybody out, cheese touch. And you know what? I think, for me at least, the pandemic can go suck fat lemon butt or something. Is I honestly didn't like it. Other than that, I think, that's all I have to say and what you have to say, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Catch us after this wacky little commercial break. It's probably never even heard of the damn product, but okay, yeah. Catch us right back here.
It's 2 a.m., January 1st, year 2000. Power's out. It's pitch black. You need light. If you planned ahead, you'll have one of these. Just wind it up. You'll have light and communication. Call now and get the ultimate Y2K survival kit from BeCalm.com. You'll receive the Sunburst, the premier wind-up and solar-powered flashlight and radio, a video resource guide with real advice from leading experts, a diagnostic computer program to test your PC. You'll receive 3 soup samples from Hourglass Foods, food storage you'll want to eat. Plus, you'll receive a step-by-step guide that will show you how to prepare without wasting a single penny.
Call now and order your ultimate Y2K survival kit. You get the wind-up and solar-powered flashlight radio, video diagnostic software, food samples, and preparation guide. A $90 value, all for only $49.95. Call 1-800-303-8747 now and tell the operator to rush an ultimate Y2K survival kit to your home. Call now.
And we're back. Hello. Did you like the thing? Probably didn't. I don't know. So yeah, now that we've gotten that seasick crocodile in the room, we've talked about it already. I told it to go suck a lemon, and I really hope it does, and I really hope we're out of that. So let's continue the podcast, okay? All right, this is the alien ASMR hour of the Bacon Hour podcast.
Welcome back. Welcome back, and we're here to talk about cheese. Yes, the cheese. I like it so much. Cheese is so good.
You do that voice way better than I can. It's so stupid. Speaking of cheese, what's the deal with airline food? It's not even that. It's not really actually that bad. I've had it before.
I haven't.
What?
Have
you been on a plane?
I've only been on a plane once? Just to fly it, and then I fly back. That's basically, I call that once.
I'm going to be on a plane very soon. But it's like a 2-hour flight. Oh. Anyways, I've been on a plane before. I've actually been to a different country before, but I'm only going to get briefly into that. I like the food on there. We had chicken, and then we had this really dry rice.
Ew.
And I was like, ma'am, can I get an orange juice to put on the rice or something?
Orange juice on the rice.
That was a fun flight. It's actually really nice. Domestic flights don't get food. It's only the international ones because you're like traveling for like 8 hours, turbulence and all that, and that's funny. Speaking of countries, why don't we talk about these cool other countries and stuff? I've been to Japan myself. That's a cool place. Now everybody wants to go there.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty fun. But I would like to go to maybe Canada. The great up north. The great north above.
Oh, Canada. Yeah, Canada seems pretty nice.
Canada. I don't remember the rest of that song.
No.
I don't. I actually met a Canadian guy before. He was really cool, and he traveled quite literally everywhere. And I don't mean to backtrack on the lemon sucking topic, but he actually went to he went somewhere down south, in like South America. Yeah, South America, and he almost got stuck there because that's when they were closing the borders for COVID, and he was like, I gotta get out of here, and then he left and stuff. But he's quite literally been almost to every country.
Dang.
And I'm like, dude, when are you gonna visit North Korea? And he's like, that's not on my radar, buddy. I legit asked him that, like, do you want to go to North Korea or something? I'm like, because visit every country. You got to go to every country.
Yeah.
Every country. Egypt's pretty cool, right?
You like the sun?
Not particularly sometimes, but I like the pyramids and walking in the, having to do I don't know how long the desert is, but it's pretty hot out there and it's kind of long. And
Yeah.
good luck making footprints because they're just.
It's like it's nothing there. It's like you were never there.
It's like, and that's it. I know that's a weird noise. But yeah, Egypt's pretty cool. I want to ride a camel.
You want to ride a
I
camel?
want to ride a camel and then yell at it for spitting on me.
It's gonna be like.
It'd be like, and it's like, hey, stop it.
The camel's just like chewing, just.
I'm just kidding. I'd give him so much positive like encouragement that he has
You
to.
got
ride.
this, camel.
Yeah,
You
I'd just
got
be like, you thought I was gonna yell at you, but I wasn't. You're a majestic creature.
It's just slobbering everywhere and chewing grass.
I heard that they do this weird thing with their mouth where they just like take out some sort of thing in their throat and it looks like a heart, but it's not their heart or anything. They just do that to cool off or something. It's weird. It's like, and they make a weird noise to go like or something like that. Yeah, and it's like camels are kind of gross, but they're kind of cool.
Camels are very gross.
Yeah.
They are cool, but
That
gross.
hump on their thing does not actually carry water. That is just how they're built. They're just built different.
They go
They
womp,
can
womp.
still, however, they can still like store water somewhere and shit. It's not their hump. They also can just straight up chew cactuses.
Yeah.
They just munch, munch, and it's like, what? This is spiky? Okay, cool. What about Australia? That scary.
Oh, with the big old
place,
spiders
the big old
and the
spiders.
rabid koalas?
Yeah. Wait, there's rabid koalas?
No, I don't know. Probably.
I don't know. Koalas are too smooth brained. They can't do it.
They're just.
You didn't know that?
They're in the.
They're,
the tree.
They're in the. That's funny because they're so like. If you ever looked at a koala's brain, go Google search it. It looks like a blobfish from like the deep oceans. They're so smooth brained that they can't like. They don't know anything other than just like eat shit, sleep, and get eaten. That's it, and they just hang out in trees because they don't know what else to do.
Yeah, and baby
like-
koalas eat their mama's poo poo to live.
That I did not know.
They do. The mom's just like, "Ugh," and then the baby's like, ooh, food.
Oh, thank you for this offering, mother. Thank you
That's how they get their nutrition up
like,
in the tree.
He's like, thank you for this great offering, mother. I will consume it.
Eucalyptus leaf.
And then he's like, "Ugh." No. I know there was a cool thing back then called the Great Emu War, and the emus won.
Yep.
I don't know how humans with guns. I think this happened in like the 30s or something. 1932 or something. But it's called the Great Emu War because they were trying to kind of lower the population of the emus and stuff, kind of like manually, because there was too many of them, and they were kind of sneaking into towns. And there's like, hey, get out of here, you big stupid bird, right? So you had these guys with their sets of early guns that they have to reload. Like I think it was around that time where I think they had chambers and stuff. So they had like I think they had revolvers. I don't know. Fact check me if I'm wrong. Anybody who's listening, but they were trying to lower the population of the emus, and they lost to these birds.
They lost two big old stinky birds.
Yes, they did. In fact, they lost so much that they couldn't lower that population. Yeah, I just looked it up. It was the later part of 1932, and yeah, they they tried to lower the population, but it failed, and because they were eating crops too. They were eating crops too.
Oh, the crops.
The crops, and they're like, get out.
Okay, you stinky bird.
Yeah, get out of here. You get out of here, you stinky bird. Or I don't know how Koreans. Australians.
Australians.
Koreans are like more eastern.
They're all the way over there.
Speaking of Korean, South Korea is pretty cool.
Yo, Korea. I don't know much about Korea.
It's just a very modern place, and there's a lot of these people. There's these people. It's just like any other country.
Yeah.
I don't want to go up north. Because no. Anyways, Australia is scary spiders, snakes, anything that is out there probably will kill you. People, animals, trees, the weather. I don't know.
Weather.
The weather.
Nothing but the weather.
It's
Big
so-
spider. Psh, weather.
Weather.
Weather though.
That is the epidemic. That is why nobody can live over there. It's like a different planet.
It's like a
It's like a
get all
different
hot
planet.
and everything.
Yeah. I do wish to just go all the way out there in the middle of the Australian desert and just grill something. Grill something from a
You
from
grill
like
yourself, you become all crispy like bacon.
bacon hour. No, that actually you actually somehow predicted my next topic here, and that was what bacon goes good with.
Bacon? What bacon goes good with?
What bacon goes good with? Burger, salad,
Hot dogs.
hot dog.
I literally yesterday had my mom's like, I'm gonna make some street dogs. I'm like, street dogs? And she's like, yeah. She got bacon wrapped around these like cheddar jalapeno weenies.
Oh,
And
dude.
oh my god! And she put like
I know where this is going.
She put like grilled like onions and bell peppers. Oh, they were so good, but so much grease. But it was so good. Oh.
I do have to agree with you there because I actually, when I went to go visit San Diego with a couple of friends of mine, we went to this art museum, and we there was a lot of these these street vendors and stuff. And dude, you better believe that when you have a churro cart next to a hot dog cart, I'm like,
Best combo.
Best combo. I gotta get both. It wasn't even that much. And I got myself a bacon wrapped hot dog and a churro, and I was like, dude, this is so good. And that was good.
You're making me hungry.
Me too. And like, dang, I know by the time I get this out, it's gonna be 4th of July. So 4th of July, everybody. I hope I get that out by then.
Dogs barking in the streets. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, bacon can go with almost anything.
Bacon's good.
Bacon is good. I wish we had more of it in the world.
Oh,
What am I talking about? We do. We have
plenty of
we
bacon.
have plenty of pigs.
Poor-
I'm sorry for my pig listeners out there who are pigs and have access to the internet. I don't mean to slander you guys that way. Yeah. Also, I have another thing to talk about here. Do you know any like funny tunes? You know, like just cartoons and stuff that are
funny cartoons.
Funny cartoons.
Funny cartoons.
Funny cartoons.
Honestly,
Yes.
wow.
You don't know.
I honestly don't know. I realize a lot of shows that I've seen or anything, something's always funny in it.
They're not. Oh, they're funny.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where's my goddamn gold? No. Yeah. There always is. I mean, it's not just funny tunes. There's also funny shows.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a funny tune that I would recommend to you.
The
And
Office?
It's not a cartoon.
I know. You said shows.
But no, we'll get to the shows right now. There's a funny tune that I saw, and I hope everybody else watches it. You can find it on AdultSwim.com as the pilot. It's called Smiling Friends. You've seen Smiling Friends?
No, I haven't seen it, but I've heard about it. Yes.
You gotta watch it because it's just so.
I heard it's great.
And they're gonna pick it up. You're gonna get new episodes later.
I want to see it.
Yeah, I want to see
Why
it.
did I make that sound?
Are you the smiling friends? Like, Desmond!
I want to see it. Okay, I'll
And
watch
it's
it.
like, there's this guy. There's this one funny scene in there where this guy's like he's animated in a way where he's like rotoscoped. You know what that is? Rotoscoped. You know where they
I
like
can't even see it.
where they rotoscoped.
Road.
It's like ROTO scope.
Rotoscope. Wait,
Rotoscoped.
Rotoscope.
Rotoscoped.
There we
Yes.
go.
Yeah. Anyways, so if you know that animation practice, there's a scene in there where this guy is like, or like one of the main characters is like, he's bothering this other guy, and the way he turns around is just so like, you could obviously tell they like traced some guy going like, whoa, like moving and like, what the fuck, dude? Don't touch me. And it's so funny, like it's just out of nowhere.
I love stuff like that.
Yeah,
great.
rotoscope stuff is fun.
I'm going in for animation, so maybe one day I can do that.
It's easy. You just get footage of something, and then you just trace over it.
It's just like, there
You
we
just
go.
trace over the motion.
Beautiful.
So it looks
Brilliant
weird.
Masterpiece.
It looks weird and janky, but it's. I mean, they used it in like Disney films for like a lot of dance, like when they're especially when it's just like the
dance
princess
scenes.
dancing with the Prince Charming, whatever. A lot of old 30s cartoons did it. But goddamn, it's weird. That's a weird practice, but it's cool. Then again, there's always like reference, but that's harder, and you have to like
references.
you have to draw hands. You have to look at it in the mirror, draw your stupid expressions.
I hate that. It's it's fun, and then it gets annoying, and then you're like, hey, but I'm having fun.
Hey, be glad that you and my brother that I know, who was also going to animation, you be glad that the people that did all of those hand-drawn films back then, they did it. They walked so all of you guys can run. You don't even need paper anymore. You don't need to flip through pieces of paper.
They did it the hard way.
They did it the hard way. It is beautiful still.
Yes.
The way that what you can create through like hand-drawn animation.
I love old animation,
but you can
stuff.
Even then, now in the digital age of like using I don't know, your program for animating, you could still do that almost in a way. But it's digital. You don't waste paper, and it's like you're just staring at a screen for hours on end, and you're just making some masterpiece. They did it with
heck yeah.
They did it with Klaus. You know that Christmas movie with the postman and big guy Santa Claus. Yeah, that's completely digitally like hand drawn, or like quote unquote hand drawn. But it's like it looks so beautifully, it looks so smooth. The shadows. Most of the characters look they're 3D or something. Some of the aspects in that movie look 3D, but it's not. It's all digitally drawn.
Yeah, I love that.
I appreciate it. I know I do voice acting, but I still appreciate the mediums of animation and stuff. The stories people can tell.
Yeah.
Anyways, so going back on Funny Tunes.
Oh yeah, Funny Tunes.
What a monologue that was. Smiling Friends, I recommend you go see. Oh dude, criminally underrated. It is a crime. It is illegal that you haven't watched this show.
Well, I guess I'm going to jail.
It's the Looney Tunes show. And it's the one where they where they replaced Bugs and Daffy and everybody else in like modern LA, whatever, right?
I used to watch that when it was when it was on the TV. I was just like, I'm like, oh hey, look at that, it's on. I guess I'll watch it. There's nothing else on.
Yeah, dude, there was just I remember it got so big in popularity just like I think like a year ago or something, or like so and like I never really like realized like how just good this series was until it was taken away from us in replacement for this spin-off, or not. It's not a spin-off. It's like they're like they kind of just like rebranded the whole like Looney Tunes thing a bit. They try to make it more wacky and whatever. It just didn't work.
Wacky weaving inflatable arm flailing tube men. Sorry, I thought of that.
Wacky inflatable flailing arm tube men.
The tube men.
I still don't know how he can say that without like choking. But then again, but yeah, Looney Tunes show. It's so criminally underrated. There's so many good episodes, and there's just like 2 seasons of like 20 something episodes. But it's like it's taken away from us so soon. We could have had like a season 3 or something, but we didn't. We didn't. I love the cast though, dude. Jeff Bergman, Bob Bergen, and then there's many others. June Foray was actually doing she was still doing Granny. Like that was her last role as Granny. You know who Granny is from? Yeah. But June Foray, she's been voicing her since like the 30s, bro. Yeah. The 30s, so she's had that role longer than anybody else. Anyone ever.
Yeah.
And that was like her last. Looney Tunes show was like her last time as Granny, and like that's the last time we ever heard her. Rest in peace, June Foray. And I think other than that, dude, funny shows. You said The Office, right? What's so funny about The Office? I don't get it. It's just people. It's just people in an office.
It's just the things they do, you know? Things they do that wouldn't normally happen in an office. That's what makes it funny.
I have seen clips. And I think for me, like, I don't think it's my cup of tea per se, but it could be somebody else's. I
just like watching a lot of the clips.
I like watching the clips too, mainly because it's like, oh, like I only have this much to look at the thing, and not like the whole episode. My only favorite moments from watching the clips from that show was like, what's his name, Kevin, or I don't know, but the guy with the chili and he just drops all of it. Yeah. This is Kevin's famous chili. It's like, oh, he's like trying to like scoop it up. The trick is to undercook the onions so that you can I don't know what the rest of it is, but it's but it was funny. And then Stanley, that like really like rolls your eyes at you, kind of that character. He's funny. Dwight's funny. Jim's funny. Pam's not funny. And
Pam's not funny.
Pam's
Go away,
not
Pam.
funny.
You're not funny.
Pam shouldn't have been a part of the show to begin with. And what was that guy's name? Was that guy? It was like that weird like old guy's name. Remember?
Oh, the old guy.
Yeah, the old guy.
I know which one you're talking about.
Does he have like? Is his name like? I don't know.
It's been a while.
I know.
It's been a fat minute.
But, yeah, he's like says like crazy things sometimes. Yeah. Other funny other funny shows that I found funny were Zeke and Luther, if you remember from Disney XD.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah, with his skater boys and they're skating and stuff, idolizing Tony Hawk, trying to pull that 900. There was this one character on there. His name's Ozzy, and he looks like a really malnourished iDubbbz. He's like a skinny like white guy. He's like so thin.
Skinny legend.
Yeah, he's like a skinwalker. Anyways, he was funny. Luther was like, he always stole the show. And then there was this other show that I watched called I'm in the Band.
That sounds familiar.
It's about like this teenager who's like the lead guitarist in this band who lives at his house or his garage or something. And it's just every episode's like a weird hijinks or something. It's like, that was a fun show. That was a cool show.
That sounds familiar. I'm trying to like think about it. I'm trying to remember.
Does the name Iron Weasel ring a bell?
Yeah.
Yes? So you know what I'm talking about, right? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah!
Yeah, okay, I just showed her a picture of it. But yeah, you remember that.
Yeah, oh my gosh.
That was
forever.
so cool. I like some of the moments in there because it's funny. Ash, the drummer, this scream is so fucking funny. But yeah, and then Burger, dude. This is one episode. It was like the cold open, you know, like before every episode. There's like let's introduce the episode, right? And then there was this one scene where he's just like they got a role for a movie or to be in a music video or something, and then Burger, our fat drummer, is like he's pretending to die and stuff, and like he's spilling his guts out, but it's actually just spaghetti underneath his shirt, and then he's just like the killer is, and he just like falls on this table. Like, the running gag of the thing is that there's like this table in the living room that's always smashed or something, or just a vase on top of it. And then he's like, "Oh, that was good." And he's like, the lead guitar's like, "Wait, that's not the spaghetti my mom made for dinner, is it?" And he's like, "No, it's not." And then he like hums and like tries to make it look like he didn't do anything. He just put it back in this bowl, and he's like, "Hey, look, dinner's ready." You just have to see the whole scene so that it's funny. Remember Zach and Cody?
Zach and Cody.
Remember?
Yeah, I remember.
Fat and short and tall and skinny twins.
Yeah.
Remember when they went from a hotel to a boat and then they just stopped there?
Yeah.
Dude, I'm surprised that they kept Zach, Cody, London, and Mr. Mosby, and like just those four characters are just like they were the core of the entirety of the show. I love them. People won't leave Mr. Mosby or Phil Lewis alone, because I remember seeing this video where like this lady's like, she's like, it's just him, right? It's just Mr. Mosby. He's just there, and then this lady goes up to him, he's like, "Can you say it? Can you say that?" And he's just like, "No running in my lobby." And then it's like, I saw so many comments be like, "Bro, just leave him alone." He's like, if he doesn't want anything to do with the thing, I mean, I don't know how he still feels about it.
He's like, if I say it, they'll leave me alone.
If I say it, then they'll maybe stop. What else was I know this isn't a funny show, but it was a movie. It was a movie series, at least like good for at least I think 2 or 3 movies. Diary of a Wimpy Kid, you know.
Yeah.
Cheese Touch. You got
the cheese.
Everybody was simping over Roderick or his actor in the live action one. What? I have to admit, he does look like he looks like a great looking guy, right? He looks like somebody who you just chill out with. His actor was really funny. Why are you simping for this guy though? I don't get it.
Is it the
eyeliner or something?
Yep.
It's
it's the emo looking.
It's the loaded diaper
the edgy
look.
exactly. It's that's what makes everyone go like, "Oh my god."
And then there was Rowley, who
Yep.
has since he doesn't look fat anymore. He's lost weight. Dude, all the actors have aged. I don't like how they replaced all the actors.
I know, it doesn't look right. It just doesn't look
They
right.
have this guy who's playing Roderick, who looks like he looks
just-
like Sid from Toy Story.
Yeah, I'm
Not
just
Sid.
like, do you say
Was that his
Sid?
name?
Do you say Sid
No,
from
no,
Toy
not
Story?
not the. Well, I mean the dog. Yeah, no, I'm talking about what's his name, man?
Andy?
No, the
Which
other,
one-
the one who was like torturing the toys.
Yeah, it's Sid.
Is this Sid?
Yeah.
Oh no, yeah, it is. My bad. I was thinking of Spot, the dog. You know that weird looking
the
bull
dog.
terrier.
Yeah. I like that dog.
I wish to have that dog.
I do like
But
those
yeah,
dogs.
that film series is really great. I understand that they could not continue it because they age and they will grow up eventually, but like, just everybody that was involved, like the actors, they just had like good chemistry together as like a fake family. It's like an acting family, but it's like, man, could we at least have gotten a sitcom? Maybe, I don't know. I think we could have. I still don't like the new Roderick actor.
Nope, do not.
Didn't they like stop the movies because like they were like it was so poorly received?
Yeah, I think so, pretty much.
Good. It
There's,
belongs.
like, no more.
It belongs in the ground.
No more.
No more creepy looking Roderick.
No more Nyra Wimpy Kid.
No more.
Fortnite.
I knew you were going to say that. What's up with that guy though?
The dude was
The
like
guy's
normal
like-
Fortnite.
yeah,
He kept
is
throwing
it-
all those
Fortnite
cards
cards?
away.
I knew you took
no
my
more.
Fortnite cards. I knew you did. Or something.
No more Fortnite.
It was so dumb.
No more Fortnite, and you just threw them in the trash.
But hey, that's comedy at TikTok apparently. What? Oh, here's the fun part. Okay. Do you have any like social media plugs? Do you want people to follow you after this episode?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, you do.
I have one.
You have one.
I have
Okay.
one account.
What is it called? Even if they don't catch it, I'll just put it in the description of this.
So you guys would like to follow me? No, I can't. I'm not gonna talk about that. Okay. So I have an Instagram. It's at Fanniers. Just FANI. Wait, hold on. FANIEZER.
I'll just put it in the description so in case you didn't catch that. But yes, FE. I don't know the rest of it, but yes.
We'll just be there.
Hello everybody, welcome to Fortnite Gamer YouTube. Steal your mother's credit card. But yeah, you can go follow her. You can go follow Alissa over there. It's an art thing, right?
Yeah, it's one of my art
Oh,
accounts.
dude, sweet. People can go. It's like a museum. They can go and gaze at the paintings, the masterpieces you've made.
The weird like shit that posts there too.
Oh, dude, yeah, man. And I got to shit post myself too because I have this Wario thing I got to do. But that's not until I've probably already done it, considering how this episode's gonna come out on July 4th of July, everybody, Independence Day. I go. Any last words before we close off the episode, my good guest? All right, I guess that about does it for this episode of the Bacon Hour podcast. Please, you can follow me on Twitter and stuff, maybe on Instagram later down the line. I don't know. But thank you for listening, everybody. Join me next episode when I talk about the very detrimentally and critically acclaimed comic series, which had gotten its own animated series very recently. We'll be talking about Image Comics' Invincible. And I hope you all have a beautifully grand day.